Well, it's been a little bit since I posted an update. I figured I might have let everybody know what's going on. A lot of big changes for me. A lot of stress, and stress and MS do not go well together, and stress and heat do not go well together, and stress and fatigue do not go well together. So that will kind of give you a little bit of insight into what I'm doing with, because I have all those things, and just trying to push through the next few months, and I think I'll be out of it. The biggest stressor in my life was I had decided that it wasn't going to work out between me and my ex-fiance, so I left, and my nephew was renting my house at that time, and so I let him know towards the end of May that I was wanting to be back in the house by July 1st, if possible. And I talked to him a couple times over the next few weeks, and he told me towards the end of June that they were out. So I was like, okay. So I still made my plans like I had, anticipated. But my mother and my sister came over to check on my house to see what kind of condition it was in, to see if it was going to be livable for me with my mobility issues. When they came in the house, it was destroyed. And there's no other way to put it. I mean, it was an episode of Hoarders. There was absolute shit everywhere. And we had to rent a 15-yard dumpster, and we filled it. And we were all surprised we didn't get charged for any overage, because it seemed like it was really close to us getting extra charges for overage. But we filled a 15-yard dumpster with all the shit in the house. Found out later from the neighbor that they never had trash service. And I found out through talking to him that they had 4 cats here. Which I didn't have a problem with. I wish they would have discussed it with me. But they didn't do anything to dispose of dirty litter. They emptied out the litter box into a tub, a tote next to it, and that was it. That was as far as it went. And the whole house smelled like cat piss and cat shit. And it was just disgusting. We had to throw out the fridge. Where I still have to test the stove yet. I have to have somebody come. I have somebody coming next week to clean out the ducts to make sure that's not where the smell is coming from. It's gotten a little better. We had to replace all of the carpet, like in the whole house. All of the carpet had to come out because it smelled and it was dirty. And there was no saving it at all. So that compounded with the fact of me leaving the ex, just kind of sent me into a spiral, a downward spiral is the best way to put it. I'm not going to get into a lot of the reasons why I felt I needed to leave, but I didn't want to, but I did. So, but, the stress of the house is good now. Like, I was fortunate enough to have friends and family put in a ton of work so that I could live here again. And I can't, it's one of those things that I can never repay. And my family put me up for the few weeks that I was down here without a place to live. And I'm very lucky, in that fact. I'm very lucky in the fact that my ex, that we don't have any ill feelings toward each other, and that we still maintain a good relationship outside of us being under the same roof, and in a relationship, a close relationship like we were. But I did have a doctor's appointment today. I did talk with my doctor about things that I felt needed addressed. With all the stress that was in my life, I felt that my walking was getting worse. And I was forgetting to take my medication. And if you miss a dose, or if you go 4 days without a dose, you lose your titration, as they call it. Luckily I hadn't reached that point, but I knew that it may have been an issue if it went forward like this, like it is now. So after talking with him, he decided to start me on Ocrevus, which is just I'll have an injection or an infusion whenever they schedule it, and then 2 weeks later I'll have half the dose in a month or so, and then 2 weeks after that I'll have the other half of it, and then I won't have to do it again for 6 months. So once every 6 months I'll have an infusion, and that's it. Like, I don't have to take medication daily. I don't have to remember, if I trying to remember if I took it, do I need to look and see? I didn't do a very good job of keeping track. That's on me. So this will take it out of my hands, which I think is for the best. The other thing is that I wanted him to get me a steroid infusion. I felt that I had been fighting with him for a year to get it, and finally, I gotta have it. So that's why he's gonna start me on the Ocrevus, because I'll get a steroid infusion prior to starting that, which I am pumped about. The other thing that I discussed with him was my sleeping. I broke down while meeting with him. It was very tough because it's been 3 years since I've had more than 6 hours of sleep straight, and it causes me to run out of gas and wear out faster, and then that affects my walking, and it's just snowballs until it's out of control. So he's going to prescribe me some medication to help me sleep, which I am obviously thrilled about. But I have to be cautious with my bathroom issues. I don't want to not be able to make it to the bathroom in the middle of the night if I wake up and have to go. But I'll deal with that as it comes. So that's pretty much it for right now. Just, a lot of stress. Some of it I've gotten taken care of. The rest of it is going to take time, and I know that. And things are looking up. I've got to keep that in mind going forward, so that I can remember that I'm on the downhill side of the issues and not trying to fight and figure out 9 million different things, and my brain is not overloaded with figuring out how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, what I got to do next, and stuff like that. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them. As always, Raven.